We'll go through a few little mobility drills just to get us started, get us warmed up, get us ready to go. So one of the first problems I see often with runners is stiff ankles, tight ankles, which often leads to Achilles tendinopathy, those sort of tight problems. So I'll start with a couple of ankle mobility drills. So the first one, you're going to go down sort of a press up type position, and all you're going to do is just walk your calves in and out. So walking over your calves, nice slow controlled movement. We'll try and get a good stretch at the back. And all the way through.
Did you get your heel to the floor or no?
You're flexible enough, yeah. Most of us probably know. Yeah, keep going down for a while. So you only want to do about 8 or 10 on each leg. Really try and push to the end. Really good, nice, clean mobility sweep. Getting all the way through. Feel a nice stretch towards the top end of your calf. So that's more the top of our calf. The next one we're going to do is look at the bottom of the calf. So the next one, the middle one, put a foot out in front. And this side we're going to try and drive our knee as far over our toes as we can while keeping our heels still on the floor. So the aim is to try and push that knee as far forward as you can while keeping that heel flat. Again, we're moving in and out of that range, same as we were before. And again, you probably should feel the stretch down towards the bottom of your calf a bit more. Again, this is a real key one. If we can really get through this nice range, stretch off the bottom of the calf, so to loosen up the lower calf element, get more movement in the ankle. Say less stiffness problems, less injury problems related to that. So again, so 8 to 10 on one side and switch over to the other side. One of the other problems you often get with runners is a combination of hamstring problems, and just out of interest, if I show how if you look at a job here that requires a lot of sitting down, a lot of you. So often people that sit down a lot of the day get real tight in the front of the hip, and your hip flexors get really tight, really jammed up, and then when you go to run you can't quite stand up straight, you can't get enough movement in the hips to be able to work properly. So we're going to do the last drill we're going to do, the last mobility drill we're going to do is to work to try and stretch up our hamstrings in the front of our hips. So we're going to put one leg a little further out in front, and all you're going to do, you're going to go between two movements. So you're going to lunge forward, try and stretch out the front, and then shift back. As you shift back, just lean into a bit, and you should feel a stretch in the hamstring at the front. So as you lean in, so in, it should stretch at the front of one hip, and then lean back and put your chest down, feel a stretch at the back of the other hip. Nice controlled, slowed movement, pushing into the end of range. Try and push that a little bit further every time. So the last little bit we're going to do, again, often a problem we get in runners is an over-reliance on sort of hamstrings, a lot of sort of hamstring pulls and stuff. So often that's due to, again, sitting down for a long time, front of the hip gets tight and the back of the hip gets inactive. So all around our glutes and stuff aren't working properly. So the last drill we're going to go through it's a bit of an interesting looking one, just to try and switch our glutes on before we go. So what you need to do, just lie back, bend your feet up so foot or so away from your backside. Then what we're going to do is just squeeze your glutes together and then lift your hips up, try and create a nice straight line, shoulders, hips, knees. Again, hold it for a second, then lower back down again. Again, squeeze your backside together, lift up, and then lower back down again. So you only hit the top, lower down for about, hit the top, hold for about a second, and then lower back down again. Nice slow, again, nice slow controlled movement, really try and squeeze your glutes together, really try and get them activated, get them firing.